Hey Brenda, Jessica Peterson here with Peterson SEO. Thank you so much for speaking with me today and accepting this free video. I am super excited that you did because today I'm going to go through 3 strategies you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a huge difference for your business. And I know that it will because we've applied the same strategy with over 50 other restoration businesses, and it's made a huge impact in their business. Okay, right now, organically, you guys have 0 traffic coming to your website. So you're missing out on tons of potential jobs every single month by not having these strategies in place. Okay, so today we're going to talk about your content keyword strategy, your citations, and your backlinks. Okay, so yes, here we are on your website. You do have the basic foundation of the website, and I do get that you guys are do commercial jobs and probably don't do any residential jobs. So you do have to be a little bit more choosier with your keywords, but you still need those keywords, okay? And the right repetition of the keywords so they can get indexed and Google can rank you for them. Now, Google does not rank websites based on how it appears, but it is based on content. So you do need a lot of content. And while you do have the basic format here, these are really more information hubs. You need to have sub pages for each one of the services you're offering. So if you're doing water damage, if you're doing mold remediation, if you're doing fire damage, asbestos removal, lead remediation, all of those things must have their own separate pages. Google requires that so that you can focus an entire page dedicated on that service, answer questions about that service, discuss your processes, all of those things, but based around those keywords. Now, I'm not sure if you guys truly are a nationwide, if you guys have offices in each state, or how that works for you guys. But if you're servicing multiple states, at the bare minimum, I would have service area page and then have different pages at least for each state that you serve. Just trying to go after the national keywords by themselves, it's just really, really highly competitive. But you can absolutely do that. But having those service area pages is also going to help you to be shown in more of those areas where people are searching. So definitely want to consider doing that. Now, when we talk content, this could be your videos here. It can be images. And we want to make sure everything is properly optimized with your keywords. So this just says Night Girl 3. That definitely is not optimized, okay? So your brand is important, but 90% of the time people don't know who you are yet, so they're not going to search your brand. They are going to search for your services. So that whether that's commercial water extraction, commercial water removal, or Texas water damage restoration, or Texas commercial water damage restoration, okay? Have to focus on the keywords for each service, whether it's an image or whether it's the text, okay? Your home page should have at least 1,500 words or more of written content. We always need more than our competition has. So if they have 1,500 words, you're going to need 1,800 or 2,000, okay? So the content you have on this page is critical. And this homepage is the most important because it ties all of the website pages together. And so it does need to be a summary of each of the services. So we don't want to use generic terms like just restoration. You do need to break it out to the different services that you're offering, okay? And then they need to interlink with those pages. Google is sending crawlers to your website, which are like mini little robots, and they scan through all of your text, all of your images and videos, looking for information about your business. What type of services are you offering, and where specifically are you offering those services? Okay, it needs to be very clear, not only to the people who land on your website, but to Google. Okay, and without that, Google doesn't have enough information. Without having a keyword focus or strategy, there's nothing to be indexed. And so without that, Google cannot possibly send people to your website. Okay, so it's really critical that you have those strategies in place. Now, um, your top competitor, for instance, in Dallas, um, is SERVPRO. They do both commercial and residential. And you're not competing against an entire franchise. Well, actually, you might. I mean, if you're doing nationwide, you would be competing against all of the franchisees. But in specific locations that you serve, you're just competing against local franchisees. And the franchisees are not allowed to have their own website. They're not allowed to modify this content. So you only have to do better than they're doing. So whether this is your main service pages or whether these are your service area pages for each state that you serve, you need to do better. So that means more pages, more written content, better quality content, more long form blog articles, etc. All of those things are going to set you up to be able to be more competitive and eventually outrank these guys. Okay. And we know when somebody does a search, they'll do a search similar to this. And when they do, we want your business to be what's showing up. This right here is just the generic water damage restoration Dallas. For you guys, you might need water damage restoration or commercial water damage restoration. But it's the same premise, okay? You want to show up when people do that search. And there's three main areas that can happen. The first is generally going to be ads, and those are cost per click ads and local service ads. And these can be really profitable if that's what you want to do, as long as you have your processes dialed in and the proper landing pages. You don't want to send people from your ads to your main website because you're not going to convert them, okay? You want to be able to convert them if you're doing ads. Now, these next two sections are the most important because this is where a majority of people go when they search. And so if you have multiple service areas, if you have multiple office locations, you want a Google business profile in each one so that you can show up here, because 30% of people come straight to the maps and don't go anywhere else. So if you're not one of those top three, you're leaving money on the table and you're sending those customers to your competition. So there are factors in ranking, but one of the most important is citations. And that's just listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and putting those in a bunch of directories like the Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Glassdoor, Yelp, Houzz, Angie's, Home Advisor, and even having social media profile pages. All of those are citations, and they will help you to be able to get into this top three of the maps. And in this section here, this is your organic section. This is where 60 to 70% of people come. So whether your focus is on a nationwide, state, or a local level, you need to be here. Because otherwise you're missing 60 to 70% of the available jobs for that search. Okay? And in order to get here, it all comes back to the foundation of this website. Is it properly designed with the right pages, the right content, and keyword strategy? And then are you supporting that strategy with SEO? Okay. This is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to show how your website is performing. And we can see you have a rating of 8.4 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, which means Google doesn't trust your website. And yes, that does have to do with the quality of the site, but more so the power you send to your website. Your website is a tool, and like most tools, they require power. So we send power to a website with backlinks. So we need a lot of backlinks. We need more backlinks than our competitors have. But it's important to understand that not all backlinks are good. They are not created equal. This is a popularity contest. So you do need a ton of backlinks and more than our competition, but we want good quality do follow links that are closely related to the services you're offering. So these are going to come from other home service websites or commercial home service websites or commercial property repair websites, but similar services, okay? And as you get more of those good quality backlinks, the score goes up and your website is going to rank higher, okay? And it will help you to rank keywords. Now, because your website has very minimal content, doesn't have the right pages, you're not being indexed for keywords, so you're not getting any traffic to your website. Whereas if we looked at SERVPRO, this one specific location here in Dallas does have a low score. They're not doing SEO because it doesn't make sense. They can't fix the problems. But because the website as a whole has such a high score, it is able to share power. So it pushes power back to these service area pages, which allows them to rank their keywords. And so this one location in Dallas is getting over 1,300 people to their website every single month. And when you look at those keywords, they are ranking on the first page of Google, okay? And these are the good buyer intent keywords like water damage restoration Dallas. That one keyword gets 600 searches every single month, okay? Water damage restoration Dallas, Texas gets 250. Okay, so the higher you are in the searches here, the more of the search volume you're going to get. With the highest positions generally getting anywhere from 30 to 40% of that volume. Okay, so you guys do have tons of potential, and you can absolutely become competitive and even outrank these competitors, but you do have to follow the strategies that I've shown you. So please feel free to take this information, apply it yourself, and start helping more people. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a partner in growth, give us a call at Peterson SEO because this is our specialty. We specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to ask any questions you have. Send us a reply to our email. Give us a call and we'd be happy to chat. And also, I'd love it if you wouldn't mind giving me some feedback on your thoughts on this video so I can continue to make them better. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.